This is the Extra 10% podcast, helping you get paid tomorrow for what you do today. Invite John Holowaty and Mark Hudson to join you at the breakfast table, ride with you to work, or just randomly stumble across them in the afternoon. Let's get the extra 10% out of your day.
How's it going, John? He's got his pottery made mug there.
Oh, I've got the most amazing tea, honestly. I don't think you've ever had this. But this is chocolate tea.
What?
No calories in it. It's by Yogi. Not Yogi Bear. But Yogi Blend. And it is insane. And you have to leave it brew for like 7 minutes.
And it tastes like chocolate? Is that what you're
Honestly, it tastes like hot chocolate, but there's no calories in it whatsoever. So it tastes like watered down hot chocolate. So it tastes like hot chocolate tea. But because it's not thick, there's no thickness to it. Like a hot chocolate is like thick and creamy, but this is just watery. But the taste is pretty much the same, and there's no calories in it, so you're getting that hit of sweet chocolate sensation.
Yeah, without the
calories. So anyone who's getting too many calories or trying to just be a bit healthier, it's a great one.
Yeah, and I've actually, so like the last, obviously, as we know, as I keep banging on about on every podcast, is I've just kind of gone into this like robotic mode of just drinking one green tea a day and everything else water. Anyway, I've somewhat not got bored of water, but there's only so many months you can go without having flavor. And like, anyway, so I was looking on Amazon to see what kind of no sugar drinks there were that were like cans. So basically, what is like the equivalent of like a can of fucking 7-Up or Coca-Cola that isn't those that are obviously so bad. Anyway, Voss Water Dew,
Wow.
a lemon infused, it's lemon and cucumber infused like water. So it's like sparkling, and it's kind of a bit like sparkling water, just like lemony flavored. So I suppose sparkling water and it had lemons in it, like just dropped in. Like that's essentially what it tastes like. So it's not really like strong by any means. It's almost just like drinking sparkling water with the tiniest hint of lemon. It just kind of takes the edge off the boringness of just.
Yeah, and you've got like a bit more of an experience because you've got like a cold can. You've got the when you open it.
Exactly. The little does it all, mate. Without that, there's nothing.
Freezing. Yeah, do you know what? It's so true though. The marketing is like, and it is that like I remember not drinking and doing the whole soda water and crushed limes and just what like when they I mean we've been out before and done that like in the bars and stuff, and you don't feel like you're missing out. You've got like a really nice soda water, crushed limes, and that's why I got into my teas, because it was more about of an experience, like a bit like having a beer is an experience. It's like it's got even Coca-Cola to a certain extent, they've got their own glass and that kind of thing, but more so with beer.
I don't know about you, but did you just see that popped up?
Someone trying to get in the meeting, yeah, because I've got a meeting room set up, but people try and join the meetings all the time. They've left now, but you can boot them out of the meeting room, so you can set up a meeting room on Zoom and then set up a waiting room. So you leave them all in the waiting room, so you can literally do like I've done it before. I've had like one-to-ones, and it's like rolling like you are actually in a virtual office.
Right,
and my office, you just pop yourself in the waiting room. We'll be with you shortly.
Out your own fridge. No, I love that. But one of the things that we just touched on before, and maybe I'm negatively doing this. So like, we talk about things on the podcast. Doesn't mean that we're perfect. These are just things that we experiment with and try and do different things like that. So like one of the things that I thought would be a good idea to talk about is kind of like, as much as it's quite hard to set up like a good habit. So for me personally now, it's been about working certain hours, family time certain hours, and like shutting off my phone and laptop at those hours. Also like pretty much just drinking water. I've got meal prep, so all my food's like taken care of. Anyway, it was my birthday on Wednesday.
And I forgot to say happy birthday, bro, because it did pop up on my Facebook, Mark Hudson's birthday. And then I was meant to message you and I just thought, there's no point. So
I'd forgot it was my birthday. And I know this just is like, no way can you ever forget. But literally on the Tuesday night, Lauren was like, oh, you excited for your birthday tomorrow? I was like, oh, is that tomorrow? Like, I knew it was coming up. Like,
Yeah.
well, it was a Wednesday. It's like such a nothing day because I was working all day anyway. Anyway, whatever. Obviously, like, I love to get that Colin the Caterpillar cake. You know, the one, like, I'm sure it's like, you'll know the cake it is. It's like the most standard Colin the Caterpillar cake. If you Google that, it'll make sense to you. But I've had that for years and I just love it. I think it's hilarious. Anyway, obviously, I'm in this period of like trying to be like not really eating cake or sugary things or whatever. But I had some on Wednesday night, right? And then what happened is I ended up staying up a bit later than like I normally would. And then that kind of led into Thursday. And then on Friday, I already said to a couple of the guys in the office, look, if we hit all these like tasks that we're doing in June, if we do them all, you can have the like last Friday off of the month, which actually ended up being the 3rd of July, as in like it just crept over into the next month. But I was like, you can have that Friday off like for free, basically. Like, doesn't come off your holiday or anything like that if we hit all these tasks. So I obviously set out at the beginning of June, and we did. We smashed it, and we hit loads of goals and beat them, and that was cool, right? So my like end of this week has been like probably to normal people's standard. Not that I'm not normal, but I guess less robotic people's standard. It's been fine, right? But to me, I had cake on Wednesday. There was some left over. You know, I then stayed up later on Wednesday night. There was some cake available Thursday. I stayed up a bit later on Thursday. I took Friday off, so I wasn't working. So then that became more of like a relaxing day. I didn't maybe eat as healthy as I normally would or didn't do any work. And then now Saturday, and like I had a bit of a wake-up call this morning because, again, I normally get up at like 5:30. I wasn't getting up till like 7 on these days. And so my brain has just twigged this morning that like, hey, look, you've set some good foundations these last couple of months, and it takes 3 days to almost lose them. And like I say,
even one day, right? But it's taking you 3 days.
Like, so my, I guess, question to you is like, how do you battle that? How do you like go from, okay, I don't need to be this extreme all the time. So for me, always drinking water, maybe I can introduce a cup of tea or whatever, like a flavored tea. But how do you introduce those things, but without then going all the way back into just being like eating crap and sleeping not that well?
Yeah, from one extreme to another. Well, we'll soon find out. Your mic's a bit away from you, bro. I think it keeps missing bits. Might need to bring it closer. I mean, it doesn't matter for the people not watching it, but it looks like you're miming, lip syncing.
All right.
And
now.
No, it's when you move your head. It's like when you move your head away from the mic, it don't pick anything up. I don't know. It's never done that before.
But now.
That's better. Yeah. That's better.
But anyway, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've done this. Obviously, I've done like the 90 days no alcohol, and then I've started drinking again, and let standards slip. I think not now. I'm talking about in the past.
Yeah.
It's a slow and steady thing that creeps in, and it's usually one thing that does it. And it's like, why do we let one little thing, just because it's just because it's your birthday, why would you have alcohol on your birthday, right? So there's that element. There's 2 elements to look at, right? You look at the element of, well, why would you change it just because it's your birthday? Like, why would you eat cake on your birthday? Why would you have beer on your birthday? It's just another day, right? It's just another day mentality. Then you've got the other side of the coin, which is, let's face it, life is pretty frigging short. You want to be with your friends, you want to be with your family, and then you want to get to a point in your life where you're like, well, all I've done really is build a sandcastle, and I've not really enjoyed the beach, if that makes sense. So right. It's like, all I've done is work and build and work and build and work and build, which I enjoy doing. But have I kind of been so distracted with this that I've not enjoyed the rest of it? And I think you've just got to catch yourself now and then and just remind yourself, like, what are you actually doing this for? It always comes back to what your goal is eventually, or what your goal originally was, and getting balance. I think this whole thing of like, because how good is it to go, yes, we've smashed all June's goals, we've smashed everything that we said we were going to do, we've finished early, let's go and enjoy ourselves, let's go and let's go and have a few drinks together. Let's go and do a bit of team bonding, whatever. Or you can all go home and see your families. Like, that is amazing. That for me is sort of the holy grail of like, that's what every week should be like. But it shouldn't be. You just got to be careful that you don't fall into the trap of, we always finish on a Friday afternoon now. Like, that's the element. Even if things are normal now, we always knock off Fridays. And it's like, you see this with other companies where they have like, everyone just downs tool on a Friday. Well, why? It's just a normal Friday. So I think you've got to have your boundaries and have a goal there in front of you and be like, you know what, if we smash it, then we go enjoy it. If we don't, we don't. It's almost like treating it as you've got to treat business like you're the manager of or a coach of a sports team. And you wouldn't go and celebrate on Saturday if you got beat 3-0. Like,
right. Yeah.
Be like, right, you know what? Let's just regroup. We're back in work tomorrow. We're back in training tomorrow. We need to go over it. Whereas, you know what, guys? You've gone all in. You've had a great result. Go and enjoy it. This is why we do what we do. This is why we get up so early. This is why we're eating that sort of food. So you've got to celebrate your accomplishments. But I always remember the Drake line that I hear all the time where he says, drinking every night because we drink to my accomplishments. And I remember hearing that, and I was literally drinking every night. And I was rapping it to myself thinking, yeah, this is pretty fucking cool, drinking every night because we're drinking to my accomplishments. And I'm like, you know what? I am smashing it every single day, and I'm enjoying winning every single day, or whatever you define winning as. But ultimately, that was not good. That was a nightmare in the end. That turned into like a drinking habit of just celebrating every night, celebrating every day. And can you live your life like that forever? No. So I would much rather go now. I've been really structured in the week. I've done what I said I was going to do. So you need your goals at the beginning of the week to be able to say at the end of the week, I've done what I've said I'm going to do. Going at the beginning of the week with no goals, then you can't actually go, well, I haven't done it. So I think that's where this drifting element comes in, when people don't have a goal. But then you don't want to be like, it's Saturday, and then, I've worked really, really hard for 5 days. I feel exhausted, and then I'm just going to keep working again. And I had a bit of that this year because I've not been drinking. And Saturday, especially with the lockdown, with things that were on, I got to a couple of Saturdays, I've been quite frustrated with like, well, what now? Like, I don't want to do any more fucking work. I'll be honest with you. Like, I literally don't want to do any more today. I've had enough. If I look at another Zoom screen, or I look at another Facebook or Instagram message, so I've had to go, right, well, I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go and sit on the beach for a minute. I'm going to go and listen to some music. I'm not, but then you kind of fall back into that habit of, well, and then you can torture yourself by going, I'm not doing anything. I'm wasting time here.
Right.
So
yeah.
like being at peace with what you're doing, being at peace with what you've done, as long as you've earned it. And then again, there's the angle of, well, why should you have to earn it? Like, there's people in Tenerife here. There's guys that I see every day. They literally have no get up and go in them at all, but they're super happy. I think. I mean, I've not asked them, but they look super content. They've got the sun on the back, and I think you've got to be happy. You're happy when you're growing. You're happy when you're sitting back and enjoying the garden that you've just.
I know, but maybe you're not. Like, so maybe this is the paradox of like the thing that makes us happy, as in you and I, like I guess compared to different people, whatever, everyone has their own thingy, is that we actually buzz off the work and the progression. So it's like the sitting back, the reason, because this is one of the reasons why I have cut out drinking, is because just like a football team, is you don't go out and celebrate every Saturday when you win. You go out when you win the championship. That's when when you win the league, when you win the World Cup. You don't, you know what I mean? Like England in the World Cup, you don't win a game in the group stages and then go out and party. It's like, no, we got to go win again tomorrow, whatever. So for like, the reason why I've cut drinking out is because I suppose the equivalent of celebrating is I was celebrating when I was like, maybe winning just a 1-0 home game, right? Winning 1-0 didn't mean anything. Didn't win the league, didn't win the championship, didn't win the World Cup. And then I would wake up the next day and feel guilty about that because I was like, did I really deserve to taking the foot off the gas? And the answer was no in my brain, because the thing that actually gets me, like I've not seen it as much as I have in the last month for like maybe a year or two, which was that like I got so much buzz in this week, and I've worked so many more hours than I ever have, and have more energy than anything, like literally for years. And it's because the thing that makes me buzz is this progression. So like maybe the way that I'm wired, maybe the same for you, the way we're wired is, it's not about sitting back and enjoying the accomplishments. Maybe that isn't the thing that gives us the happiness. It's almost like the thing that makes us happy is the idea that there is the sitting back and relaxing rather than the actual like, so it's almost like, well, one day I'm going to be able to sit back and relax. But when you're actually sitting back and relaxing, that's not actually what you want to do. You get more buzz out of the thinking that, and so maybe there's a paradox about it.
Yeah, totally. As well, like, to agree with you on that. We'll do some, and we'll both be working hard on our businesses, and we'll get together and have a catch up. And then we're so excited to kind of tell each other what's working and what we're doing. And then where we going next. So it's always this like,
it's never just
the future. It's never like, I've done it, sit back. So I don't know. You're right, because if you've got to define what makes you happy as an individual. And when you go out and you take your foot off the gas, and one hangover leads to two, and two leads to three, and you're just doing the bare minimum to get by, eventually that you've got to look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm not where I want to be because I did this, this, and this. So, you've got to be at peace with that, and you've got to be at peace with taking your foot off the gas. I remember going out with a guy one night after an event, and he said to me, I've got work tomorrow. And I was like, really? And he said, yeah. He said, but I'll stay out until whenever. I was like, what? He said, yeah. I've got to be in the office at like 7, but I'll stay out until I feel like staying out. And he said, if it's 5 a.m., so be it. And I was like, are you winding me up? And he was like, no. I said, well, if I do that, I'll be sleeping all day. Like, I'll be absolutely exhausted. I'll be white. He says, nah, you've got to pay the price. He said, if you're going to have the good night out, there's no way that the next day you can spend in bed, because you've just wasted hours and hours and hours. If you want to do, he said, you can do both. He was like trying to persuade me that you can do both if you really want them. And he's right. You can do both if you want to. It's hard because obviously you're putting toxins into your body and you're getting tired. He said, but you can do both. You can have a good night out and still get up the next day and go to work. Will you be as productive? Probably not. Will you be dragging yourself through it? Of course you will. But at least you're not going to feel guilty about doing nothing. And I think that's where it always comes. And a lot of people that beat themselves up, it is more about, they almost feel so bad for having a great time, when during the moment they're like, yes. Yeah, and I've had some of the worst come downs ever from holiday trips, lads trips and lads night out. And there's not been any drugs involved or anything like that. It's just been literally alcohol and late nights. And the come down, even after that, has been bad sometimes, where you're like, God, I feel so down about, like, feel guilty about having a great night out when you shouldn't. So I think you've got to work on that. You have to work on the fact that, you know what, I had a great night out. That's why I worked so hard, but now I go again. And the sooner you get into, I always say, the sooner you get in the gym, the sooner you get on that treadmill and start sweating it out, and you're back on the court again, you're back ready to go, you start feeling instantly better. The worst thing you can do is lie there and wallow in self-pity. Just get yourself up, out, into the gym, get a workout in, or get yourself on the laptop and start working. Get yourself on your phone and start messaging. As soon as you break that chain, you'll stop thinking about the bad stuff. And the reason you get the come down when you, and I've seen you like be down in the dumps, especially when we were coming back from New York once. The reason you get that is because you've got so much thinking time when you're traveling home. If you just got instantly teleported back into the office and you were like straight there and back at work again, you wouldn't have time to.
Yeah, you just crack on with it. Yeah.
And I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
You just got to get into that mindset of just crack. Right, you've had a bit of cake, get up, just crack on.
I think that's it. So going back to the original question, which is, how do you go out and celebrate once, but then not sort of slip into that becoming a habit? And the answer is that just the next day, you just get on with it and get back into the routine as quick as you can. And
that's it. Get back into the routine as
yeah.
quick as you can. It's like the kid who falls off his bike. You're learning to ride your bike, you fall off. The longer you lie on the floor crying for your mum, the longer you're going to be waiting, not being able to ride a bike. You've got to jump on the bike straight away and get pedaling again.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And it's like, it's easier said than done. Like you said, there is some element of like, you've got to have the mental power to go, no, let's just go do it. Doesn't matter. It's done now. Because you can't change the past. So if you've decided you're going to have the night out, you're in it. You've decided that. You woke up the next day or whatever. It might not be night out. It could be, like you say, eating cake. Is that, don't then let that define you as like, oh, I'm a cake eater now. Like, it's like, no, you can go back into, what it was that you want. Because that's the thing that like I've always, I've never really considered, but it makes total sense, is like, once you decide what you want, so in my case is to build a company up, sell it for 100 million, then what you've got to think is, who have you got to become to achieve that? And you can keep redefining that. So if it's like, so for me, on my goals, it's not just a list of things I want to acquire. It's actually a list of things that I want to become. And so like things like, I get up at 5:30, I go to the gym, all these things. That's like, who is the type of person that would be able to sell a company for 100 million? Like, what have you got to be? What disciplines have you got to have and such? So if you do go out on a night out, like in my case, which hasn't happened yet, but let's say I go out on a night out and sort of break this kind of habit that I've formed, is all I got to do is wake up the next day and read, like, that I'm the type of person that doesn't drink alcohol, let's say, for a period of time. And it's like, right, brilliant. I'll have another 6 months of no alcohol because this is the person I need to be able to achieve that goal. And it's like, I think that people don't, I've got better at this, but I definitely hadn't for a long time, is people don't put things in front of themselves to snap them back into what they want. So it's like, imagine, and we've talked about this before, about putting your goals on your wall and like have them pinned up. And I know for a fact that you had for a very long time in your parents' house, you had your goals literally on the wall and stuff like that. And it's like, you can have a bad day, but then the next day you wake up and you see those goals and you dust yourself off and you go, hey, this is what it's about. So tomorrow, yesterday's gone. So it's like on to the next now. Whereas if you didn't have that trigger in front of you of the goals in front, you would maybe, like you say, wallow in your own self-pity for another day or two.
And that's why people get post-holiday blues, because they've done nothing. Or this is the thing about one extreme to another, no balance. So it's like, work really hard, I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks. Work really hard, I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks. Work really hard in the gym, going on holiday for 2 weeks. You're getting closer and closer, buy loads of nice new clothes. You go on holiday get on holiday for 2 weeks. Your productivity just drops. Do you really need 2 weeks to recover? I just need an afternoon nap and I'm back.
Yeah.
Fully charged. I'm raring to go. Like if I'm tired, grumpy, I usually need like a bit of food and an afternoon sleep, put some David Attenborough wildlife show on and away I go. And I'm fine again. So this whole myth of like, you need to, and we've been brainwashed this by holiday companies. It's all marketing, just like we've been brainwashed by food companies. But you go away for this 2-week holiday and it's like you've got the sun on your back and you lay on the sun lounger and because you're bored, you've nothing else to do. You're at an all-inclusive. The alcohol's paid for already. So you go and have a beer. You go and have another beer. You do a bit of stuff on your phone. Then you go and, you go and lie down for a bit. Then you get up and have a glass of wine. And then you'll have a bit of food at the restaurant. And you'll eat more than you would normally eat.
Yeah.
And then it rolls on. So that's breaking the habit there. And then because you're in that contained environment, you're in a place where you're going to make bad decisions.
It's easy to make those bad decisions. Yeah.
It's easier. You got that next day. So you work really, really hard for 6 months to get your body in the best shape of your life. And in 2 weeks, you have undone it all. You get on the plane to go home. You're flying back to the shit weather in the UK. You're going back to work on Monday morning. And you're like, God, I feel so depressed. I've got post-holiday blues. So I think the key to all this is having a daily routine and having enough balance in there where you will know 100% what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. So you've got to get up the next day and go, right, even though I don't feel like it, I've got to do the thing. I've got to force myself to do the thing that is going to make me feel good straight away. So get up, do a workout, have a green juice, have a herbal tea, drink a load of water, listen to some personal development, and get back into your routine as soon as you possibly can. And I'll never forget watching Craig David in Miami. It was like a show for like following his life, and he would come in after a night out and go straight to the gym. So he'd been on a night out and he'd been drinking, obviously, and then he'd get in, and before he went to sleep, he'd go and do a workout. So he'd go in the gym. I don't know if this was like all for sure. If I ever met him, I would ask him, but he would it showed him working out at 4 o'clock in the morning. Then he'd go to bed, and he's like, what I do is I get straight back into my routine. I'll go back to my apartment. I'll have a shower. And then I wake up in the morning feeling fresh rather than groggy. And it's quite a good concept. Like,
yeah,
something so simple, like as soon as you get in from a night out, have a shower. Like, I used to do this anyway before the smoking ban, because you stunk of smoke. But get back home, have a shower, freshen up, drink some water. It's all about organization, this, and structure.
Yeah, structure.
Getting it set up, ready, bam, it's done. I remember going on a night out once, and we went to the supermarket, the express supermarket, and we got a load of carrot sticks and hummus for when we came in, because we were trying to get healthier. So it was like, yeah, we want to go out and have a few drinks, but the last thing I want to be doing is like eating a kebab and eating pizza. Like, at least we know now we've got really healthy live food to come back to, which once you're full, it doesn't matter what you've eaten. You're
True
full.
enough. And it's like you're setting yourself up for the success of it. Like, and that sounds weird, but like you're doing the pre-prep, which is getting carrots in, as opposed to, allowing yourself to have a kebab. And like, that's very similar to what I was saying about, like, if you put the right things in front of you, so you make it hard to get like the shit things out of life, your social media, your kebabs, whatever, you make it hard to get those things. So like, you don't have bad foods in your house, you only have healthy foods, but you need a snack. Well, you're going to eat this healthy snack because you want the food. You can't really be bothered to go all the way to the shops. So you eat the healthy thing, and then that creates a better habit. Same when you need to go to the gym. Don't think, oh, I'll go to the gym in the morning. Lay everything out, the gym shorts, the trackies, everything like that, right? You're not going to wear gym shorts and trackies. That'd be a bit bizarre.
Shorts over the top of your
over the top, yeah. But like, you're setting yourself up for success. Basically, you're putting things in front of you that then make it easy to achieve success. And I think here's maybe what the actual answer to all this is like, condense the amount. So like, if we talk about a human, like a normal human, what do you need in a year? And if people say like, oh, well, I need this many holidays, I need to see my family this much, I need to earn this much money, so I need to work, blah, blah. It's like you listed everything you would needed to achieve in a year. How do you condense that down to like a week and then even a day? So basically, like what you're saying is you can do everything. So you can like eat healthy and unhealthy in the same day. You can, go to the gym and go on a night out. Like all these, you can do both basically. Like you're saying, you can,
if you're disciplined enough.
Yeah. And then every day.
Most people aren't.
Well, that's the key, is that you've got to have the discipline. If you, it's like every day you wake up, and if you've got 10 activities and 5 of them are great for you and 5 of them are like maybe not that great, whatever, at least every single day you're balancing, rather than binge, just like binge drinking, binge going on holidays, the same thing. So
binge box setting.
Yeah, but yeah, just literally doing too much of anything bad in one period of time. It's like, it's okay to watch a film, but like, could it be incorporated into the same day where you smashed all your goals you needed to do business wise? And so then
that's what it is. That's it. I think we've just solved the world's problem, because the people will be listening to this and go, God, you boys are talking about like drinking and come down from that. I couldn't give a shit if I never watched another box set in my life. I don't know when I've last watched it. I'm not interested. Game of Thrones, garbage, it's nonsense. I'm not interested in it, and no disrespect to anybody that
no, every disrespect.
Everyone's got their own thing. Like, it's when people say to me, "Oh, you've given up alcohol." I don't have that issue. Like, I just have one beer and I'm fine. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, you can't watch one box set,
right? Yeah.
Fine. You have to watch the whole. So whether it's Candy Crush, whether it's scrolling and rolling on social media, then whatever the action, whether it's binge eating ice, oh my God, I've just had a full tub of Ben and Jerry's. I'm a loser. What is the point? So human beings have this mental capacity to binge. Like you said, it's this binge mindset. But when you listen to old footballers talk about stuff, they'll go, yeah, we trained every day, have a glass of wine in the evening with our meal, you know, get a good night's sleep. I remember, can't remember the person, but he was saying the manager said to him, look, before the night of the FA Cup final, go out, go and have a couple of beers, just relax yourself. You know, you've trained hard all week, you've trained hard all day, go and get some good food in. Now, this wouldn't happen now, but I'm sure there's probably still one or two managers left that said, look, it's a massive match tomorrow night. It's the final. If you want a couple of beers tonight, so you just relax and take the pressure off, then, you know, go and do it, you know. And that is not go out and get absolutely plastered and come in at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's the same thing with this. And I've done both, by the way. I've done all, like, let's say my cup final was a big event. I remember being at an event, I had a big event the next day, and I was like, no way am I messing this up tomorrow. So I'm not drinking tonight, and went and got a good early night, you know, got a good night's sleep, got up the next morning, felt fantastic. Gym, you know, sauna steam, went on stage, delivered, didn't have any regrets, was like, well, I did everything that I should have done. Then I've had the other one where I've gone a few drinks, bit of a bite to eat, you know, slightly late at night, but slept better in a way, slept like, come down a little bit, had a bit of a bit of a distraction, had a few drinks, took the edge off, and then did the event the next day, and was great. Feel good, still got up, hit the gym, felt good, kind of had everything. And then I've done the other one, which is gone out, started having a few drinks. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll smash the event. And this is sometimes the problem with too much confidence is like, I'm going to smash it regardless, right? I'm going to rip it up regardless. So it doesn't matter. So I'll go out. I'll have I can do everything. So I'll go out. I'll have a great time. And you'll do the event, and you get up in the morning and you carry on as you do. But that come down, that exhaustion hits you. That's the difference when you do the third element, that the exhaustion eventually catches up with you. So you could do the same thing. You could go out on an amazing weekend and go straight into work on Monday morning. Come Monday night, Tuesday morning, you're going to feel completely exhausted.
Yeah.
So and I think catches up. The balance is the key.
Yeah, I think so. I think for me, like you were talking about, like, this sounds so weird, but I took yesterday off, like the Friday. Today obviously being Saturday, where I normally work anyway, but I'd planned to have Friday, Saturday and Sunday off. But like I had yesterday off, and then it was like, today I was getting like twitchy. Like I'm bored. I'm bored. I want to go back to the office. I want to work. And I don't know whether that's because I'm well and truly in a springtime with my business right now. And so like, I'm seeing this as a massive opportunity to plant as many seeds as possible. And that might be like the real reason why I'm doing this. So maybe it won't be prolonged for years. I don't know. But it's like, I'm getting like twitchy. Like, I'm like, what the hell do people do? So I had yesterday off, but like, what do you do today? I did everything yesterday. It was the chill out. You know, I watched a bit of YouTube, some CEO interviews. I've got this thing for like Japan at the moment. I really love, like, I haven't been to Japan, but I really want to go. So I'm watching videos on Japan and the culture and stuff. But it's like, there's only one day you can do that sort of stuff. And then it's like, well, I want to go back to work now. Like, so I don't know how I know that I would struggle right now today. If I was going on holiday tomorrow, I would struggle. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I know that a lot of people are like dying to go on holiday because it's had this lockdown, but like, I know for a fact that if I was flying to, let's say, Dubai or Spain or something tomorrow, like I would be getting nervous about that. Cause like, I would not be able to sit in a hotel room or like, chill out by a pool. I just could not do that right now.
I think it comes down to really defining what you want from your day. Like I think we've discussed this perfect day concept before, and it's like, what does the perfect day look like to you? And there are different types of perfect days. So like your perfect Monday will not be the same as your perfect Friday. So my vision is like, Monday, work my butt off, start early, finish late. Tuesday, start early, finish late. But then come Friday, it's like, yeah, you know what you've done with your guys, you've earned that. You've earned the right to go and do something else. You've earned the right to go and have a few drinks if you want. You've earned the right to go surfing if you want. You've earned the right to go and watch a box set of Game of Thrones if you want. You've earned the right to, and I think I've always got to have earned it. I don't like holidays. The thought of going on holiday and sitting there for even a long weekend and doing nothing would drive me absolutely insane. I need to be doing something every day. It needs to have social interaction. It needs to have a change of scenery. It needs to have, some form of discussion, like some form of like quality conversation or something.
Yeah.
And it's got to have all these elements in it. And that's why when I look at when we go away and stuff, it's not like,
yeah, we do talk business as well, don't
we? We talk business, we talk personal development, we still have a great time. And then when we want, I can think back to moments where we've, like this Christmas when I hadn't seen you for ages and you came up to mine and we had a few beers while we were waiting to go down to the place. No, we didn't even have any beers, actually. We just had a tea.
Chamomile or something, yeah.
Yeah, we had a tea and we were just, it's going to be a great day today. We just started getting excited about the day and it was like, we've not seen each other for ages. It's really good to get, and that's cool and that's all right and that's good. And I think I'm really looking forward to that. I've not seen my family for frigging 4 months, 5 months. I've not seen the people that I love and care about. So I'd love to be able to be heading back there and I'm looking forward to a barbecue. I'm not looking forward to doing nothing for 2 weeks. No way.
Yeah. I think it's just about cycles. So like I think is it in the 4-hour work week or is it Beach Money? I can't remember, one of those two books. This the idea of like retiring every 90 days.
4-hour work week, the 6-week mini retirement.
Yeah, and it's like this is all on this same topic, which is like almost you don't need to try and do. So like if you were in a given week, it's like, socialize in that week, work your ass off in that week, go out, eat healthy, also eat a bit of shit, like do everything all at the same time. It sounds like a really bizarre concept, but then, like we're saying, every 3 months, retire, go away if that's your thing, like whatever it is. And it's kind of like you're structuring your life in a way that you are creating balance, basically. And obviously each person's going to be different, but these are all on that same topic of like, don't try and necessarily, like, I wouldn't want to work now until I'm 75 and then like enjoy my retirement. I'm like trying to go, well, if I nail it for 5 years, then I'm like 34 years old, let's say, I can then maybe not work for 6 years, right? Till I'm 40. And then from 40 to 45, I do another 5 years of absolutely nailing it. And then I have 5 years off till I'm 50. And then, and by off, I obviously mean what that is. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, I don't want it to be.
I think you need to define what it is that you really want. And these individual things are totally individual to you. Like, you've got to design what some people are like, well, I know a guy is a taxi driver and he comes home from Thailand every Christmas and he just works every single day all over Christmas. And then he goes back to Thailand and he lives life on his terms. But he goes, right. I come back to the UK. He said, I can earn enough over the whole of December to allow me to live in Thailand on my farm. So I just come, I get my head into gear. I make the sacrifice. I sort of just program myself to do it. And bam, he goes.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, that's kind of his mentality. Some people go and work on oil rigs for that. I know a few people that work on oil rigs that do the same thing. They almost disappear for 4 months and then they have 6 months of the year off and then they were on another foot. So it's whatever it is that you want or whatever your opportunity is. Like, not everybody knows about my business model. Not everyone knows how to set up their own digital agency. So they might be looking at it going, well, this is the best option for me right now for what I want right now. So I'm going to do that. And if that means I work 4 days on, 3 days off, then that's how it pans out for my life. So I remember being a postman and I was a postman for 6 weeks, right?
I was going to say that was the longest 2 weeks of your life, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I was a postman and it was just talking about this stuff now, actually, it brings back a lot of memories. I would get up at 4 a.m. and I would work from 4:30 till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd have the whole of the afternoon off, and you'd think it would be brilliant. You think, yeah, you've got the whole day to yourself. It was the most boring thing ever. I had no one, like none of my mates were off. Everyone else was either in their own jobs or at college or at uni. It was just me on my own from 2:30 in the afternoon till like the evening. I would just fall asleep all the time because I was completely exhausted from getting up early. And then my mates would then message me at like 7 o'clock saying, are you coming to the pub for a game of pool and watch the footy? So then I would have to go and do that. I would go and do that with the knowledge in my mind, knowing that I've got to get up at 4. I've got to get up at 4 a.m. So it starts to get this buildup of anxiety and almost like resentment of, well, this was meant to be a better plan for me having this afternoon off, but it doesn't work like that. It's not working in my favor. It's not the concept of it was meant to be really good, but actually I've tried it and I don't like it. And I remember going out one night and going straight from a nightclub. So funny. I remember going home. I was due to be picked up at 4:30 in the morning to start work at 5. And I went straight from the nightclub and I got home and I was living at my mum and dad's. Mum and dad were on holiday. And I got in and I put a microwave meal in the worst mistake ever, right? And I'm sure everyone listening to this has all done something like this, but I put the microwave meal in. I had like a tagliatelle or something like that, stuffed my face. This was at about 3:45, right? 3:45 a.m. Now, remember, I'm getting picked up at 4:30. So I'm thinking, right, I've eaten. I've got I need to get my stuff ready. Right, I'm starting to feel a bit tired. Oh, no, I'm starting to feel tired. I don't believe it. Well, a little 10-minute will be fine. That'll make me feel better. Anyway, God, I lay down and then went back up. I woke up at 4:20, ready to get picked up at 4:30. I was still plastered from the night before. I remember getting in the car, and the hangover. This has never happened to me before. It's only happened to me this one time. The hangover started to come on while I was awake. You know, when you go to bed drunk and then you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, you open your eyes and you're like, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I feel all right. Thank the Lord. Thank you. Or you go 3, 2, 1. Oh no, my head's banging. I feel sick, right? I had that come on while I was sorting letters. I think I threw up about 4 times in the actual depot. And then when they were taking me around in the car on my thing, I was sleeping in the back of the van. It was just a complete disaster. So I think when you try and do everything, there are, when people say you can't have everything, lad, you can't have it all. You can't do it all. I think you have to make the right choices. To get balance, you have to make the right choices.
Sure. And you got to make that cycle work for you. And I love the idea about the taxi driver you said then about going to Thailand or wherever and, coming back for certain months. And what it means is that what this whole idea that society puts upon us is that's like, you've got to go get a good job, work 9 to 5, have the weekends off is just bullshit because like you just said there, a guy can work for 1-2 months of the year, and then the rest of the time have off, and he's living probably a life that's so much more chilled. And you see, it's not about money. You see, he might only earn, let's say 15 grand, 20 grand, right? Which that, fair amount of money in a month period, right? And he works his ass off to do that. He probably works like 15 to 20 hour days every day through December. But then like that 20 grand probably is the equivalent in Thailand as like, 80 grand over here, right? So the guy's living well in Thailand as well. So he's not having to worry about work. No one's telling him where to be or what to do. It's just for 1 month of the year, he sacrifices, if you will. And then he gets 11, 12 months of the year where he can just chill out and actually enjoy life every year. So he's retiring every year for 11 months. And then it's like, so, and the thing is, he will have had to have taken a risk to do that. And this is the thing, he would have had to go, the first time he did it, he would have gone, fuck, like, this is going to be hard. Like, can I really do it? Can I not? He would have had to try it out, and then it did work. And it's like, and maybe he tried 2 or 3 different variations of this that didn't quite work.
Yeah.
Maybe Thailand wasn't the first location he picked one that was maybe too expensive. I don't know, right? And it's like, this is what you've got to really think about in your life. Like you were saying, is what do you want? And then screw everyone who's telling you that you can't have it. Just forget about them. If they like, there'll be plenty of people that told that guy, friends, family, etc. There's no way you could just work for 1 year and then go to Thailand. Like, that just ain't happening, mate. And he was like, well, I'm gonna go for it. Whereas a lot of people go, yeah, you're probably right. I probably couldn't do that. And they kill people's dreams because they themselves have dreams that are dead. So you've got to decide what you want, and then obviously you can't be an idiot. You've got to do a bit of research on it, figure it out. In his case, you got to do the numbers, figure it out. But then once you get it and you are convinced that you can achieve whatever it is, that lifestyle, just do it. Forget about what everyone else says, because everybody else will tell you can't do that because they themselves don't have a dream. They don't have a goal. They're just floating along, doing their 9 to 5. They're going to die at 85 and regret the whole thing. And it's like, you don't have to be one of those people.
It's what do you want? What are you prepared to do to get it? And then I think this is the key point. Are you willing to stick with it when it doesn't work straight away? Or will you go back to, I'm just going to settle for a Vauxhall Corsa, or I'm just going to settle for 2 weeks holiday in Thailand once every 6 months instead of living out there for 10 months. So, because there's all that, when it doesn't happen straight away, I'll just stick to what I was doing. It's almost like, I really want this. I know what I need to do, but at the first sign of it being more difficult than I thought it was going to be, am I going to relapse back into like the path of least resistance? And I think that's what separates people that get what they want and people that don't. They go, actually, I've committed now. I've burnt my boats. And the only way is moving towards it. There's no like, I really wanted a Porsche. It's going to take me an extra 3 years to save up for a Porsche. So I'll just get a Mercedes E-Class instead. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that. There's always those distractions and those things that try and it's easy to go
back. We're in a society like where, like I'm sure there are places like, let's say in India or Africa or like third world countries, basically, where if you decide you're going to do something, you start on the journey, there's no turning back. Like for whatever reason, we're in a society that's so goddamn safe that like, which is actually a pro as well, a massive pro, but it's like people are too soft. So like, yeah, the first sign of like the tiniest bit of failure, they don't realize that actually that cock up is great, and that now they're further on the journey, but they just give up because it's so easy to go back to that 9 to 5. It's so easy when really they should be saying it. Well, that hasn't hurt that much, that bit of pain. So let's go again. Let's try something else, because you always have to remember, here's the beauty of this. No matter what you do, especially in the UK, and it's probably the same in the US, Australia, all these first world countries, right? It's probably the same. That no matter what you do, there will always be like job seekers allowance. There will always be a way of you getting another job. Like that people, I know coronavirus has been like a really bizarre pandemic, but like, people were using this excuse before coronavirus. So it's not like you can't, like, this is that like, if you really want a job, then you will get one, because there's so many businesses starting up every single day that need people. And so you've either got to learn new skills, meet new people, whatever, but it's just so easy to give up. But anyway, here's the thing, what I was going to actually say is that like, this happened to me like more recently, is that I had done in the last 2 years, like no like boat burning, no bridge burning. Like I was like safe. I always could like, if I don't make the sale, if I don't grow, if I don't whatever, like no problem, still going to earn my money, could pay for everything, mortgage on the house, car, you know, all that kind of stuff. No, so there's no urgency then. Whereas in June, I then like I basically took risks in places that I hadn't before. And what it's meant is that like, there's no excuse. You just got to do it now. You got to get up early. There's no laying in. And it's worked phenomenally well. Like, so it took like 3 months. You know, the way you always talk about you're going to get paid tomorrow for what you did today or whatever, like we say that, is that the things that I did in like April, May, actually I got paid for in June. And it's like crazy. And like, there's a 90-day game plan. That is literally what has happened to me, is that the stuff I started doing in April, I got paid at the end of June. And it's like, we had our best month ever this month, like in June. And it's like, I've said that like 3 times now in this podcast, that it's been our best month. I think March was the best month. And I think, you know, and it's like, that's all a 90-day game plan, is the stuff I was doing in April, and then I compounded it and did it in May as well. Even though in May we didn't like have a best month or anything like that, I was like continuing doing it. And then in June,
you didn't drop back into that.
Didn't drop back into, oh, it hasn't worked out, all that kind of stuff. I looked at the numbers. I looked at what was being done. I thought, no, this is working. This is right. I'm not really seeing a massive progress. And then in June, it all came together at once. Like 4 or 5 things came together, all at the same time. And it was like, boom. June was where that like 90-day game plan came to an end. And now I'm thinking, brilliant. So that was kind of why I was just like, right, take 3 days off. Because I've not really taken proper days off for the last 3 months. So I was like, take 3 days off. And I couldn't really do it. I took yesterday off and today I'm back in the office. But like now it's like, yeah, go back at it again. July, August, September, let's do it again. Let's have another 90-day game plan where we're, far further on again. Because the goal for me this year from like the 1st of April to the 31st of March, 2021 is to 10x the company. So it's like we've been reasonably plateaued the last couple of years. And then now I've decided we are 10 times bigger on the 31st of March, 2021. So then it's like, right, let's just put in the hours, the work, find those opportunities. Like I said before, I'm in a massive springtime now. Coronavirus for me has been an opportunity because people want to get online. So I could sit back and go, oh yeah, fair enough. Don't really have to do much in the sales coming in. Or I can go, well, rather than the 5 sales that are coming in that we don't have to do much work for, let's go get 25 sales. Because we can go out and like actually put the work in and stuff. So anyway, time will tell, but I'm just going to make it so that by 2021, we're 10 times.
Oh, you'll be able to look back on this podcast when it says the screen behind you says let's 10 instead of let's 1.
Yeah, literally. I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy one of these and say Lex 10. Lex 10.
All right, mate.
Anyway, you have a good week, lad.
Yeah, you have a good one, and I'll speak to you soon.
Sure.
The Extra 10% Podcast. Remember to like the John and Mark Facebook page on Facebook or visit johnandmark.co.uk for exclusive updates and content. Why not share this podcast with a friend and help them get paid tomorrow for what they do today?